So what is the SAT math really testing? Notice how I framed this initial question. It's not what topics are on the test, but rather what aptitudes does the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SAT, actually measure? It's an important distinction. There are three core aptitudes being evaluated. One, your knowledge of fundamental math topics. Two, your critical thinking and ability to solve complex problems under time pressure. And three, my favorite, your math eye, or the ability to see solutions efficiently. So let's talk about first what fundamental math you need to know. And don't worry, there's literally no calculus on the SAT. The College Board outlines four categories. All right, so there's algebra, which is basically algebra 1, advanced math, which is really just algebra 2, geometry and trigonometry, which is just geometry, and then think SOHCAHTOA and Unicircle. And finally, a section they call problem solving and data analysis, which is mostly statistics, percents, ratios, and unit conversions. These four categories cover 19 subtopics like linear functions, nonlinear functions, probability, percents, circles, and much more. There's a lot of different topics, rules, and formulas to memorize, but that's not enough. They intentionally change how questions are presented and what specifically they want you to solve for. For example, a percent question has two different formulas you could use and 6 unknowns they can make you solve for. Quadratic functions can be expressed in 3 different forms, each with 4 properties to identify and presented as either graphs, equations, or word problems. So yeah, the College Board will absolutely vary how they display the problems, how they word them, and what you have to focus on. Which leads to the second and most important aptitude, using critical thinking for multi-step problem solving under time pressure. The SAT math will push you to strategically break down complex, unfamiliar questions. This extremely valuable skill takes practice to build confidence. There are general frameworks to approach problems more methodically, but ultimately it comes down to repetition. And it sounds obvious, but it's true. The more reps you do, the more obvious the solutions become. And when I say they become more obvious, what I'm talking about is actually the last core aptitude the test evaluates, what I call your math eye. Even the best math students will have done around 2,000 questions before they even start to intuitively see more efficient paths to solutions. Efficiency can make a huge difference in pacing on the SAT. Remember, it's a time test. Most questions have an easy way and a hard way to solve them. Going the hard way usually takes at least 2 to 3 times longer. But even a partially developed math eye lets you cut through confusing wording and see the next step. And recognizing shortcuts on even a few questions gains you very precious time for tackling tougher problems or even just checking your work. So if you're gonna crush the SAT, you can't just be good at math like in your regular math classes. Not only do you have to know your stuff, but you have to be able to apply it to solve complex multi-step problems and have enough practice that it becomes muscle memory. So with that, I think it's time for you to go practice. I'm Renan De Souza, founder of Piece of Pie Learning. And if you've got SAT questions, we've got answers. Drop them in the comments. Peace.